start of spring ball. What's first practice like for you?
It was good. It was good. Thought with as many new guys as we have, thought it was a good day. We came out and guys bounced around. Excited to be here. Always our day one. Day two tomorrow, probably feel the same. We'll ask me that question after day about 6. But I was pleased with it.
What do you try and find out in these? Obviously, the first time you get on the field, like how much do you have to try and cram in as far as learning things about your team?
Yeah, I mean, we've thrown a lot at them over the last month trying to get ready. And one of the things you want to find out is how much retention they have. And with as many new guys, especially on defense as we have, just do they go out and look confused, or they go out and you can tell that they've been studying and have retained from walkthroughs and meetings. And it'll show more on film, but all in all, it was a pretty fluid practice, and you didn't have a lot of chaos. That's always a pretty good sign with that many new bodies.
So obviously some of those new players, a lot of focus on the quarterbacks. That's two key guys. Obviously McKay and Cooper returning. What's that kind of quarterback battle going to look like throughout the spring?
Well, I hope it's a lot of fun to watch. I'd like to think that there's going to be really good competition every day. They're going to push each other. They've worked well together in the room up to this point. Now when you start cutting it loose and it's making decisions on the fly, you like to think that some guys are going to really separate themselves. And been very clear to all of them. They all have a shot at it. And we're going to have to be deliberate about reps and make sure we give everybody a real fair shake. But Coop got the first rep with the ones. Spence went, with the second group, and I got equal reps both with Bryson and McKay, and all did good things. We made some mistakes too, but kind of let that thing settle itself out in the next week or two and see how they respond to good days and bad days and more install. But I'm excited about what we're seeing from them so far.
So what about these other positions where you got a lot of new faces, defensive line, or really kind of all around the defense? What are some of the biggest, I guess, what are the
You're good. Go ahead, spit it out.
What are going to be the most competitive position battles you think are going to be going on during spring?
I really believe we've got that across the board. We've got more bodies to go to work with every day than we've ever had. It was a big emphasis when we graduated and lost guys at midterm. The opportunity to get guys here on campus now was a big part of the conversation. We've got 110 guys going through spring ball. That's a large number, and it creates competition at every single position. And to me, I think that makes everybody better. It's going to be interesting to see how some of those rooms change. Even though you got some veterans in some of them, can some of these new guys come in, push them for some playing time, or maybe exceed what they're able to do? I'm excited about seeing how that worked itself out. And you don't ever want to overreact to it one day. You just want to make sure, kind of consistently on a daily basis, watch how that tends to play itself out.
Let's talk about having a lot of new faces, but on offense, there's a decent amount of continuity, return a decent amount of starters and rotation guys. You feel like the offense will be kind of a bit ahead right now since they have some returners, or do you feel like it's
a trick question? Yes, the offense. No, we do have more continuity. We're not changing the system, so in that sense, I would expect the defense has a bigger learning curve. I really would. I would expect the offense to go out and execute at a higher level and just be cleaner. But going out there and doing it's different than talking about it. So we'll see how that works out. Just set us up for failure right there.
I guess, what are the things you feel like the team needs to learn about itself? Like, what do the players need to learn about themselves here through spring ball?
The new guys need to find their role. The veterans that have come back, that have played some, need to step up and really become leaders. This team needs to find out who are they following, who are the true day-to-day leaders, who maybe is going to take on a smaller role but maybe a really important role. They got to learn how to come together from all over the country. These guys, 35 new guys, came from all over the country. They've got to become part of this family, forget the old logo, and really truly become Aggies. And that's, I think, every day you go out and compete, you see a little bit more of that. I've been pleased up to this point that this is that next phase. And if we can get that done over the next month, that would be huge, just in the continuity and how this thing gels would be a big, to me, a big success.
So are there any notable injuries? I saw a few guys kind of sitting out on the sideline. Are any of those long-term, or are they all just kind of banged up right now?
Well, we all know, Mike is still out with the injury and the surgery from late in the season. Marlon Dean, we would have loved to have gotten him through spring, but actually needed wrist surgery. He'll be fine for the fall, but for right now, we're missing him. Most of the other guys are still, they're day-to-day and will be back involved. But I think those are the two, if I'm not mistaken, the two that are out, we know, for quite a while.
So when I talk about areas of improvement and whatnot, are there any things you feel like are strengths with the team right now, or at this point in the season does the team have strengths?
I don't know that we have any. I think competition is our biggest asset right now. The fact that nobody should be comfortable, that every position has somebody else fighting for a job, and the ability to go out and really hold people accountable every day, that may be the best thing we have going right now.
Starting spring practice, I guess, what's it feel like for you guys?
I thought it was an awesome day. I think both sides of the ball looked pretty good considering it's the first day. For me personally, it's the first day I've thrown full speed since I got hurt back against Boise. So a couple throws that I'd like to get back, but felt pretty good, honestly, for going 100% for the first time in a couple months. So
Definitely one of the veterans now, I guess. What are the keys for you, I guess, as one of those veterans coming into yet another spring practice?
I think it's really important. A lot of guys on the offense are veterans. Just for the team overall, the offensive guys just lead and then help the couple new guys that we do have. And on the defense, there's really only a few guys that are still here from last year, and I think I've seen them making some big steps, helping the new guys get here. But I don't know, the defense looked really good considering there's a lot of new guys, and I haven't seen specifically who's stepping up over there, but it looked pretty good.
So you mentioned a lot of veterans on offense. You do have a lot of guys back, very different from last year where there were some returning guys, but not many of them had starting experience.
Yeah.
I guess what kind of changes this year where most of the guys have played a full season that are going to be out there?
I think it's good, just the guys that have been here, we have that chemistry together and sort of know the playbook. There's a couple of tweaks that we've made, just new year, trying to make things a little bit better compared to last year. And so we've changed a little bit of stuff, but it's for sure easier for the new guys to pick up and to help for the veteran guys to pick up and help out the new guys.
So what are the things you feel like the offense needs to kind of learn about itself? Because obviously a lot of guys kind of know a little bit of who you are, but for this upcoming season, what do you got to learn about this year's team, to help you guys when the season begins?
I think just based off last year, we were super explosive, but it was kind of a roller coaster. We'd be really low, really high, all over the place. We want to maintain that explosive nature of last year, but at the same time be a little more consistent, especially on shorter third down, red zone type. Just taking care of the ball and consistently getting positive yards instead of just nothing, 60-yard touchdown, nothing, big play. So just more consistency driving down the field.
So obviously a lot of attention on the quarterback room. Yourself and McKay were battling for it last year. You had 2 transfers. Just what's that quarterback room? This is the first time you all step on the field together. What's that been like?
I think it's been cool. Both Spencer and Bryson coming in, both good dudes and have a lot of playing experience. So it's cool just hearing their thoughts about certain things, about different defenses and our plays, just comparing it to the types of offenses and defensive they've been playing their whole career. So it's been good to have them in the room. They bring a lot of good knowledge, and we're all fine competing, so it's been fun.